Hello, I'm the Survival Person, here to tell you a little bit on how to survive in the wilderness, starting today with a little survival pack. Let's get into it. Remember, when making a survival bag, always think of the 5 C's: combustion, cordage, cover, and container. This is our survival bag, just a nice, normal bag, tactile a little bit. So, first thing that you see on the outside is a water container. Now this is really important, of course, just to hold water, because without water, you'll die. Pretty basic there. Now, getting into more of the pockets. In the top pocket here, I have this flashlight. Really nice flashlight, and it's important because if you're on the dark, you need it in this top bag so it's easy to get to in a dire situation. Right, so in this bag, I have some of the fire starting equipment, the combustion part of the 5 C's. I have a lighter, naturally, a magnesium rod, ferrocerium rod that can throw sparks really well. Also, box of matches, another lighter just in case. You always want to be prepared. And I also have this little box, in which contains char cloth, which you can see it there. And basically what that is, it's a piece of cloth that you've treated with fire to make it really sparkle with that ferrocerium rod that acts like a flint and steel. I also have some crayons, because the wax and the paper in the crayon make an excellent fire starter. And I also have a small pencil sharpener that can be used for for small sticks to find on the ground, sharpen them and get off those shavings, which can be easily used to make a fire. Now, in this other pocket right here, I have this journal and a pencil. Now, having a journal is really important, as you can identify things that you saw out there, write it down. For example, if you're bitten by a snake and you don't know if it's venomous or not, you want to have your journal and write down exactly what it looks like. So when you are hospitalized, you can tell the paramedics or whoever what the snake looked like, so they can tell if it's venomous or not. Very important to have, and you get very inspired when you're out in the wilderness. Maybe write down a few poems or anything when you get famous once you return home. Now, in the main portion of the bag, I have a hatchet, not too heavy, pretty light, but very good for collecting firewood, and so it fits into that C aspect of cutting. I also have this bag, which is actually waterproof. Very important, fits under the C for container, and also cover. Cover is pertaining to a shelter, although this couldn't really be used very well as it's not very big. It's a very good container as it's waterproof, so you can store any valuable things in there. Also have a bandana. A bandana in the bag and on the head. On the head because it's fashionable, in the bag for purpose. If you put it over, like so, and also this, your water container, you want it to be able to go in the fire so you can boil your water to get any bacteria and things out. But anyway, while you're collecting water from a stream or a river, you'll want to put this cloth, the bandana, over your water bottle so it'll sort out any dirt, sand, or maybe feces that is in the water, so then it tastes better when it's boiled and it's safer. Pretty simple. I also have this small wire mesh grill that I can use over the open fire to cook any vegetables or meat that you acquire during your days on the survival. Important to have to readily cook and easily cook any meals that you make, to make them safer to eat. I also, of course, have a cordage of rope. Of course, the cordage fits within the C of cordage. Very important for making shelters, making other tools, and a very useful material altogether. I use paracord because inside, if you cut it open, it's filled with more strings that you can pull out. And it's very strong, ties good knots. And we will go over knots in one of the next Cognition Virtual Camps. I also have a basic poncho. Just the basic poncho that you can buy anywhere. And this will help in case of rain, but also makes a good impromptu shelter that you can put over any trees or anything. And it's just simple, light, and it doesn't hurt to put it in there just in case. I also have another little bit of rope, just for any basic uses. I also have a basic first aid kit. Although it doesn't fit with any of the C's, it's just important to have if you get injured out in your survival. Now in here, I would recommend having bandages, antiseptic wipes, ointments for burns, and also I would have water purification tablets, which you just put right into your water and it purifies it right in there. Very important. Of course, I also have a compass. Pretty basic in any survival kit to have the compass, just because you need a way to get out of your survival situation. And we will go over how to use a compass in a later episode as well. I also have a nice sheath knife. Although it's not very important when you have your hatchet, but having a knife is also really nice, and sometimes it might be better than the hatchet for doing smaller things that require a bit more detail and other things like that. Now this knife is big and strong enough to where I could potentially split some smaller pieces of wood for the fire. So very valuable to have a nice knife. Even just a pocket knife is better than nothing. And lastly, I also have this multi-tool, survival multi-tool. Very good. Has the pliers, has the filing, has the screwdrivers. Although in a screwdriver, what you need that for in a survival situation, probably not. But a good tool to have nonetheless, made out of good steel, and a good tool to have if you're caught off guard in the wild. The pack itself, it's just a nice, very strong, has a lot of pockets. It's a nice backpack. Really any backpack will do. Doesn't have to be waterproof or fireproof or anything like that. Just any backpack, and you'll be all set to survive in the wilderness. With a few skills that we'll cover in the other videos. So, that being that is it from me, the Survival Person. Thank you.